Good morning, excuse the noise of the washing machine next to me. There's a bit of a theme this morning. Marmite, of course. We're having 2 boiled eggs with bread as a healthy extra base. That's mine and Cath's healthy extra, which you can now take away, Cath. Styled out in a Marmite toast rack. I'm going to have dynamite chili Marmite on my toast, and that's free for the egg and a healthy extra B for the toast. And that's breakfast today. So I'm just going to do a little bit of food prep for going back to work, because I'm due back to work soon. And I would like to stay on plan, and there's not many on-plan options in the restaurant at work. So I'm just boiling up 2 potatoes, peeled and chopped. I'm going to be making falafels, but you have to make them and then leave them overnight to kind of firm up before you can bake them. So I'm going to do it early. So 2 peeled and boiled potatoes, 2 tins of chickpeas it's supposed to be, however I only have 1. So I'm going to use butter beans as well, bit of an experiment, 1 of each. But I have used butter beans before when I should have used chickpeas and other recipes, and it's worked out okay. Parsley chopped there, 6 spring onions. So we're going to pop all of this in one bowl. It doesn't matter if it's roughly chopped, it's all going to get whisked up. I like recipes like this because it's not about presentation at all, it's about mixing it all together. So in with the spring onions, in with the chickpeas, in with the butter beans, and then we want Cajun, so it's 2 teaspoons of Cajun and 1 teaspoon of baking powder, so I'll just get that in now. So the spices are in, and I'm going to put 2 eggs in there as well. This recipe came up on my time hop from a few years ago. I've not had it for a long time. I'm just going to give it a bit of a kind of pre-whiz mash, which I'll do off camera. And when these are ready, they'll go in as well, the potatoes. So whilst I wait for the potatoes for the falafels, I'm going to prep some vegetables for dinner, which is going to be a pinch of nom recipe. Beef stew and dumplings. So I'm just getting ahead of myself by preparing the vegetables. I'll do this as a recipe as well, but all the shallots, 2 onions, potatoes, 2 carrots, 1 celery, and 200 grams of swede, which this will be once I've cut it up. Yeah, it doesn't look too good. I've got another one, I might use that instead. Okay, potatoes are in. So to recap on the falafels, 2 potatoes, peeled, chopped and boiled. Supposedly 2 cans of chickpeas, but I'm doing an experiment with butter beans here as well. 6 spring onions chopped up, some parsley, 2 eggs, 2 teaspoons of Cajun, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and season to your taste. And now I'm going to whiz it up, and hopefully it won't go everywhere. Got it all whizzed together lovely. It is quite sloppy, and as you can see, that needs to cool down because the potatoes are warming it all up, and then I'll cover it up and stick it in the fridge until tomorrow. And then all I need to do tomorrow is to make them into falafel shapes. I mean, in the past we've used cookie cutters and made like stars and hearts and all that, and then on baking paper in a tray, stick it in the oven on gas mark 6 until they're golden. But this is like the main part of it, the making of it, isn't it? So that will go in the fridge, and I shall resume chopping the veggies. Okie dokie, that's the falafels cooled. It's already got thicker. That'll be like shapeable tomorrow. And I've chopped all the veggies. Look at this. This is for the beef stew and dumplings, and it's quite a beefy recipe. Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, I'm going to film all of this for the recipe, and then we can get on with cooking that. It's not the most attractive thing, a mug shot, is it? But there's lunch. It's the Aldi one, so that's only a sin, whereas the actual branded ones are 2.5 sins. But that's lunch for today. And that is bubbling away, actually on the lowest gas that it can be. It's got another hour, and then I can add in the corn flour. And I also had a biscuit, and these are the McVitie's Rich Tea biscuits. They're 2 sins, so that's 3 sins today so far. I don't know if I'm going to be having dumplings with my stew because they've kind of failed. So it may well be that the stew is going to end up being sim-free. Okay, so I'm clearly craving carbs and sugar. And I thought this might be a better option than popping to the shop and buying things I really shouldn't buy. So this is rice pudding. I've just cooked it up in water, mixed in a Muller Light, which is half a sin, and banana, and hopefully that will kind of curb those cravings and keep me on track. And I know it's not the best choice in terms of food optimizing, but definitely better than the alternative. Okay, well, hi. Firstly,
yeah.
In your cosy corner.
I thought you might like to see what I've been up to.
Yes.
I have been making a little gnome.
You have.
Yeah, he's obviously not finished yet.
Look at his little boots. Look. This is needle felting. Cath's. I think you are making a video to go with this.
Yeah, not how to, because it's there's so many steps to it. It's really complicated, and I'm a beginner really at needle felting.
Beginner.
So.
Right. Okay. I'm going to show them what you've made before.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's very good.
But, yeah, I'm enjoying this. This is by Serafina. Yeah, American lady. She's really good. And I just follow her tutorials on YouTube, and she does step by steps, and the videos can be 40 minutes long, and then there's probably 3 or 4 videos to follow. So you just go on to the next one because it takes that long to do.
Yeah.
But you know, it's a nice little project that you can sit down. And I suppose the reason why I'm also talking about this is because this really helps me focus.
Yes, it does.
It keeps my hands busy. I'm not, you know, where you would be bored and you'd be picking up food and things during the day. I'm too focused making this little guy to be bothered about food or anything else. So, yeah, it really works. If you can find a hobby that can keep your hands busy and your brain busy, it really helps to keep you out of the kitchen. So, yeah.
Even though we need to go in the kitchen and check the stew.
Oh, yeah.
So here's proof that Cath has needle felted before. Her first creation was a fox, which is over here. This was a kit from a kit that we got. Although I think she kind of added more than the kit said to do. But the result is really good. Look at that little face. And then the next creation she made was this mouse. Christmas caroling mouse, caroling in the snow with a little Christmas hat on and a little lantern and his little tail. And then we got a shell, which you can already see here, and she made a sea scene to go in the shell, and that can be hung up on the wall. And I bought her quite a lot of shells after this, thinking she can do all sorts of different scenes, but I don't actually think she's got round to using them yet, but that's something else she might be able to do in the future. And then we have the Hobbit House in a little flower pot. He has, the house has round door, round windows. Look at the cobbles and the flowers. And then if I turn it around, there's a window at the back as well. And then she carried on with the theme of having something to put them in. And she made a storm in a teacup. So we have the lighthouse with the waves. There's a boat in trouble there. Needle felting is very good for like wave spray. So that was her storm in a teacup. Then moving along our windowsill, we have a bit of a habit of not being able to keep our plants alive in these terrariums. So Cath decided to needle felt cacti. And these are doing very well. I love this one at the back that looks furry. I'll turn this around. That one there. So she has done needle felting before. But she never does the same thing twice, or like she's done cacti, but then she hasn't gone on to do any other plants. And she's done one shell scene, but didn't go on to do any other shell scenes. But you never know, she might come back to it. But she also does a bit of this. Glasswork mosaic. This is her seahorse. This did take quite a long time, because this was the first bit of glasswork mosaic Cath's ever done, and Cath never starts with simple things ever. So it did take quite a long time. Yeah, she's a bit crafty as our Cath.